Hey team, nice to be with you today. Regularly we have these long-term goals. We have like 3-year plans, 5-year plans, 10-year plans, and we're trying to chunk them back, and that requires a huge amount of energy, right, to work out the contextual connection between them. However, another way to look at it is actually that's cool. I might have my 3-year future self, but what is the 3 contextual things I need to be working on right now? What would be amazing in the next 12 months if I really progressed these 2 or 3 things? So here's my question. What is your 3 contextual purpose things you should be focusing your energy heavily on right now? What are they? Is there some relationship areas? Is there some mahi areas that you're needing to level up or skill up in? Is there some fiscal or economic areas in terms of your personal impact on your finances that you need to be focusing on and clarifying or solving or sorting out? So what are the 3 contextual things? And no more than 3. It might just be 1. Actually, that would be awesome. If I leveled up or got to this level and that would be really awesome and stimulating for me. So rather than just trudging on with our 42 goals and our list of 500 things that we have, what are the 3 contextual critical ones that you need to be focusing on right now? I'll give you an example for me. My 3 contextual goals or focus areas are, my first one is a massive emphasis on the development of my 2 youngest children. Now we have 4 tamariki and the older one, they still get some time with me, and my horangatira still get some time with me. However, I have a massive emphasis on the development of my 2 youngest kids, working really hard in their educational development. On a daily basis, I sit with them and support them in their tutoring and learning in that space that I'm the tutor, right? In their physical development. So in the different sports they're engaged in, I'm setting out little cones and thinking about ways to support them in that development, even though that I'm not a specialist coach in it. And the third one is their spiritual development. So on a daily basis, I'm with them and supporting them in their spiritual development as well. So that's an example of a contextual goal that's really big for me that I'm focusing energy and time on a daily basis. And that's really clear. And it's quite stimulating and uplifting for me as well. I've got a couple of others that I'm working on. So I'm working on ones in terms of the mahi that I'm engaged in and how I level up in my competencies and skill sets as a coach. So what am I studying? What am I doing deliberate practice and trying to get to the next level in terms of being able to elevate those whom I serve? I also have some fiscal ones as well. I have one fiscal one that I'm focusing heavily on, which is actually achieving certain level of fiscal outcomes that impacts on the wider team that's in Kanuka. So being able to achieve certain things that enables them to have sustainability that impacts on their families and out into the community as well. So those are 3 contextual goals that I have that I'm working on at the moment. Now, a critical aspect of this is you identify those contextual goals, what it looks like, what's your daily activities needs to be to line up with them, and then what am I going to stop doing? So what am I going to remove to create the space and energy to be able to do that? Someone who I was talking to recently, and he talked about the vortex of social media. In fact, he said it in this way. He said, we travel in a box to a box, we come home in a box to a box, and then look at a box sometimes and have our energy drained in that way. So he identified that as something to stop doing. You might have some others. And the third one then is actually complete imperfect work. So in order to move these contextual goals, these 2 or 3 that you've set up, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get started. 80-20 rule. Go as far as you can and complete it and make it happen. I'm not perfect as a coach for football for one of my sons, but I can think about it and set up cones and do some things. I'm not perfect as a maths tutor and trying to figure out some of the algebra stuff that I haven't done for a few years, but I complete it and we take action on it really quickly. Okay, so that's my suggestion for today. Don't just look out 5 or 10 years, those goals. Break it down to the contextual goals for the next 12 months and invest your energy in that way. Give it a go. Steve out.